Before this video begins, I just want to thank all of you guys so much for the amount of support that I've received. I started this channel back in March with absolutely no expectations of it doing well or anyone actually taking what I say seriously. I just really loved the game of Magic the Gathering and wanted to have an avenue where I could talk about this game in depth, whether that be through deck techs that I make or through concepts of the game that I like to talk about. This game has always been super fun ever since I picked it up, and the fact that this channel has reached 10,000 subscribers in under 7 months of it actually being around is absolutely astounding. So I just want to thank all of you guys so much for the support that you've given me. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. Are you a Timmy player? I know there are a lot of you out there, and I don't typically make videos with Timmy players in mind. A lot of my videos are typically around very efficient decks, very low to the ground decks, with very tight mana curves, and usually no spells that are over 7 mana. Well, today, you Timmy players are getting what you deserve. You're getting an absolute war crime of a deck that your friends will absolutely hate you for, but you will absolutely love. This deck is evil. If you like dropping nukes on your friends, this is exactly the deck for you. The deck is a Maelstrom Wanderer Cascade deck. Now, of course, you've probably already shut off the video if you're not a Timmy player. Cascade? Seriously? What a broken mechanic. And I'd be inclined to agree with you. But this deck here is not meant to make friends. This deck is meant to be the arch enemy, dropping nukes. When's the last time you saw somebody drop a nuke and be the good guy? You are the nuclear explosion that is on the way, and the rest of the table must stop you. In fact, I recommend before you play this deck that you tell the table what this is going to be like. And I also recommend you don't play this at a casual level. This is the type of deck that you're going to bring to your highest power table. People are going to play their really fast combo decks or their super efficient aggro decks or something that can stop you, because once this deck gets going, it is unstoppable. Like I said, when you drop a nuke, you are not the good guy. This is so you can be evil. And sometimes I like being evil, so I kind of like this deck. So, Maelstrom Wanderer. The deck is aiming to get to that 8 mana as quickly as possible, while also dropping some value pieces before you get there. We have a couple of permanents at the 1 and 2 mana slot, but most of our permanents that we want to drop early are in the 3 mana slot. We've got Somberwald Sage that helps us get there. We've got Flamekin Herald, which allows us to cascade a 3rd time, and we have Averna, which is just some cascade value. We then have some really valuable enchantments like Temur Ascendancy, Rhystic Study, Garruk's Uprising, and Aggravated Assault. Garruk's, obviously so you can get trample and card draw. Rhystic Study, obviously for some card draw. Temur Ascendancy, obviously for some card draw. And Aggravated Assault is an amazing mana sink that you can put in later in the game and swing your huge creatures multiple times. At the 4 spot, we have just even more value. We have things like Guardian Project for more card draw, Monstrous Vortex for more kind of discoverability / cascading. We have Akona, which just cheats out a creature for free, and since it has haste, you're going to get value immediately once you play it. We have Goreclaw, that's going to actually help us reduce the cost of our cards, which is nice. And then we've got a couple of extra combats and returning to hand through Temur Sabertooth. All of these cards are super good. The reason we want to set up value for Maelstrom Wanderer is because of our actual strategy that we're looking to get. Yes, Maelstrom Wanderer wants to get these big creatures out on the battlefield, and it's going to do a great job of getting them. We have 27 creatures that are all extremely big bombs that allow us to get where we need to be. However, the biggest include of the deck, and the real reason this deck is a supervillain, is because we've added both extra combats and extra turns that we are able to cascade into. Since Maelstrom Wanderer is 8 mana, we make sure that anything we can cascade into is less than 8 mana. What is almost always 7 mana? Extra turn spell. These extra turn spells allow you to get multiple cascades off, constantly cheat out mana as well as extra turns, be able to swing multiple times with your massive board states while your opponents just have to sit there and take it. If we're trying to be the supervillain, we might as well go all out. Extra combats, extra turns, tons of ramp, huge creatures that we want to swing into, and plenty of ways to trample over our opponent's board. This deck is absolutely insane. This deck is absolutely insane and is not meant to be played with the faint of heart. So since we've kind of gone over what the deck is aiming to do, let's talk about how the deck is going to do this. A typical keepable hand for this deck is going to have around 3 to 4 lands and a ramp source or a card draw source. You really want to be able to set up your lands properly and at least get some cards in your hand that are going to be valuable to you. Let's give an example hand. We've got 3 lands, a Nature's Lore, a Mystic Remora, a Goreclaw, and the Nexus of Fate. This is a perfectly keepable hand. On turn 1, we Mystic Remora, and we hope to get a couple draws from there. Turn 2, we probably honestly let the Mystic Remora die, depending on our turn order, and we play a Nature's Lore. Then on turn 3, we play our third land, and we play into a Goreclaw. From there, a lot of our creatures that we draw into are going to be super cheap, as well as our commander is going to be that much cheaper. We can expect to then draw into some lands as the game goes on, and draw into maybe some more value pieces before dropping our commander. That's essentially what the deck is looking to have. You're looking to have a couple lands, some sort of value piece, and some sort of ramp so that you can guarantee you cast your commander as quickly as possible. Now, since Cascade is a random ability and you're not 100% sure what you're going to cascade into, it's important that all of our spells are extremely valuable. We don't actually run very much interaction as we're trying to just run over our opponents as quickly as possible. Once we get to that 8 mana mark, the game is essentially over because hopefully you cascade into an extra turn spell or you cascade into a huge creature that's going to take out at least one opponent. From there, as long as you're able to untap with all your lands, you'll typically be able to assemble a win. With that being said, definitely don't play this deck in a casual setting. I've said it before in the video and I'll say it again. This deck is supposed to be a supervillain and it's supposed to be played at the highest echelons of Magic the Gathering in Commander. You are not looking to make friends with this deck. You are looking to destroy everyone in your path. Why else would you play big stompy creatures if not to be big and stomp? So if you like an all-in deck, Maelstrom Wanderer might be for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a bit of a shorter video. It was mostly just here to thank you guys a lot for the 10,000 subscribers and just be able to kind of celebrate with a deck that I have really enjoyed playing recently. Magic the Gathering has always been such a fun game in my life, and I'm glad that I get to make content about it and that you guys enjoy it. With that being said, I have a couple of announcements that I want to make. One is that I'm going to start streaming. I'm going to start streaming here on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming Magic the Gathering Arena gameplay and start posting some gameplay as well. Now, don't worry, this is not going to change anything about the content I'm already posting. It's simply just going to be an addition to what I'm already doing. I'm also in the process of creating a Patreon. I believe more info on that will come out pretty soon, just because it's been a little bit of a hassle to kind of make. But you can be on the lookout for that soon, and you can be on the lookout for some gameplay video. But besides that, I just want to thank everyone once again for watching. If you guys do enjoy this content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all later.